Hey everybody, welcome back to another Grooming by Rudy podcast. As always, we are your hosts. I'm Rudy V along with Anthony Ray. And in this episode, we are going to do a little recap on our experience over at the Hershey Lodge in Pennsylvania, the Groom Expo. Very exciting news to tell you guys about. And also, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to get started in grooming. What do you need? What do you really need if you want to start to become a dog groomer, whether you're the at-home dog groomer or you want to eventually become a pro? All that in this episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
You're listening to the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. We want to thank you guys for joining us. First of all, we love doing the podcast. We mention it all the time because we love you guys. We really do love talking to you guys and talking about dog grooming. And again, welcome back to the show. I'm Rudy V, along with Anthony Ray. And how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired. My wife and son have been on vacation for about a week and a half, so I've been home by myself and staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, which I haven't done since I was like 20 years old. So I'm tired. And I woke up today at like 11:30 and I'm tired.
Just going back to old bad habits.
Yeah, bad. No boozing. Not really a boozer anymore or anything. No automatic. Dude, it's the weekend. Let's have a beer, bro. Like no more. None of that. Just literally staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing 35-year-old things. Like just I'm watching television, catching a late night flick.
Scary movies.
Yeah, scary movies. I watched Together, which man,
Good
and
one?
and
Wow.
it was amazing. And Weapons, and then I started the new Mission Impossible movie, which is 3 hours long, and I started that at midnight the other night.
Wow.
So I got to get my sleep right.
I'm hearing good things about Weapons, though.
Weapons is so good.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Can
Weapons is great.
Can you say anything without giving it away? Like what's the consensus? Why is everybody so crazy about Weapons?
Because Weapons is like it's a mystery that you're trying to solve with the characters the whole time.
Oh wow.
And the way the movie is the movie tells you the story through the perspective of each main character in the movie. So you're with this one character for 20 minutes, and then just as things start to go crazy with that character, it switches to another character and starts the story over again from their perspective. So you have to keep waiting, but then they give you a little crumb, and then you have to keep waiting again, and then they give you a little crumb, and then it slowly you start to understand what's happening, and it's just, oh man, it's so great.
It comes together though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you get it's not one of those movies. You do have some questions, but I heard they're going to do a sequel to answer those questions already.
Okay.
Like they already signed off. So it's like, but as far as the story they tell in that movie, by the end of it exactly what happened. Like it's not like a wait, but it's a good ending. You know, it's great.
All right. Yeah. I'm one of those like Last House on the Left kind of guys. I like the vintage 80s, horror stuff. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm a big like true story movie kind of guy. I love true stories for some reason.
Yeah, you like those hardcore. What do they call them? Like
Not slasher, not even gore. I like more like, I don't know, true events that kind of
you
defy,
like your horror movies based in reality,
a little bit
grounded,
a little bit, unless it's whatchamacallit, what's the new one that Terrifier. I'm a big Terrifier fan.
Terrifier.
Like I know talk about gore. I'm a big Terrifier fan. I don't know why, but I really, really do love that.
Because it's Terrifier.
It's
dude.
terrifying.
Terrifier is awesome.
It is awesome. So anyway, with that being said, guys, let's get into this show. Okay. First of all, we had an amazing time over in Hershey at the Groom Expo. I'm telling you guys, and we mention it all the time. You just got to get out to the shows. You have to get out to the exhibitions and just go to these grooming shows because they're just so much freaking fun.
Yeah. Yeah, thousands and thousands of people.
I'm telling you, man, we couldn't. How long did it take us to find a parking space?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Just we're driving around the parking lot, just trying to find. It was like going to a freaking Led Zeppelin concert.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Next time we have to get a hotel room and stay the night so we don't have to deal with that.
And Anthony, I have to give you credit, man. This kid drove. It was 3 hours from us. He drove 3 hours there and back in the same day because, like I said, we were too busy. We had to get back home. We had some other obligations here, but we did drive out there. But a lot of driving, huh?
Yeah, but it was worth it. That's kind of it comes with the territory doing this. Being, I think that even groomers who don't have YouTube channels, they still make it down there. So for us, where it's like we have a YouTube channel, you guys watch us, whether it's the podcast or our tutorial channel or both. We have to go. Comes with the territory. So it's like whether we're staying the whole weekend or driving down and leaving the same night, it's got to happen. Yep. We can't not be there.
Yeah.
It's Hershey.
It's Hershey, yeah, and we had a great time. And we have a quick list of people we want to thank. First and foremost, again, we want to thank Pet Edge. In case you guys didn't know, we made the Groomer Spotlight on Pet Edge. Catalog and the Groomer Stylist catalog, and a special thanks to James over at Pet Edge. He's the guy that got it all started for us. So big thank you to you, James. We so appreciate you. And James is this big guy, this really great guy who just works his butt off every time we see him at the exhibition. So big shout out to James over at Pet Edge. We sincerely thank you so much for helping us along with that. We also want to thank Sandra over at the Smith & Burton booth. We're going to be talking a lot about Smith & Burton. They got a great shampoo line, guys. We had the liberty of talking to them. We got some stuff coming up with Smith & Burton, so you really want to stay tuned to what we have going on with that. They're a really good shampoo company out of New Zealand, so we had the liberty of talking to them also. We had a nice phone conversation. They're going to send us some product. I don't know. We're going to check it out. Joey Villani, our good friend Joey Villani, always happy to see him. Our great friend Amy Lee, fellow YouTuber, go to GoGroomer.com. You could check her out on YouTube just like you check us out. We bought some new stuff. We bought some smocks. Look, this is beautiful smocks that we got, brand new smocks. We were in desperate need. Ladybird grooming apparel, and you could check them out. Also, and I think they even sell in Pet Edge, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could check out Ladybird and Pet Edge. They were great. And who else was there that we...
Perry. We met Perry Quigley.
Perry Quigley.
Yeah.
Of course. It was so nice to meet Perry in person.
Great dude.
Great dude. He did a nice demo. And really great groomer. If you want to see some awesome grooming, that's why you go to these exhibitions, you go to grooming contests, you're going to see people like Perry Quigley and others competing. And if you really want to see like the best of the best, and you want to check these grooming shows out, you want to go. And they did a lot of demonstrations. There was a lot of demos going on. You'll see demos going on with all these great groomers, some competitive groomers, some just average groomers that can show you amazing things. Like, you don't have to be this competitive groomer to be a fantastic groomer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of these shows, is it's like the demos. There's so many demos going on, especially at a show like this where it's just massive. It's different floors. There's escalators involved. That's how massive this show is.
Big
and,
show.
At any point there's there's the competition going on the main floor, and then you walk downstairs, you go to some of these booths, and then there's one of the competitors or just one of the groomers who are attending the show doing demos and teaching, and then they have a crowd going and they're teaching you scissor work or clipper work. Some of the stuff is competition styling and that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff's just basic stuff at home. You get so much from going to these shows. It just the knowledge, the good vibes. It's always good vibes there. You learn a lot. You get to hang out with a crap ton of awesome dogs and awesome people. These shows are a great time.
Absolutely. And I may be setting up to do a demo in this upcoming Intergroom in the spring. So hopefully that works out. I'm going to be working on that. So maybe I will be doing a demo too with any luck. A little nervous about that. But you know what? We're going to make it happen because I got some stuff I want to show people too. I love showing you guys stuff. And so, yeah, we got that going on. So hopefully you'll catch me in doing a demo in the upcoming Intergroom.
Go to these shows, especially now if you are going to be doing demos, which it seems like you're going to. It's just another reason to come down, hang out with us, and you can see how nervous he gets if you catch him before the demo.
Yeah, those of you who may know us, like Anthony and I both do, we have done, we haven't done it lately. We do some stand-up comedy, and talk about nervous. Our process is, go to the bathroom and go pee like 30 times right before you get up on stage because you're shaking in your boots. But these are the things. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. You have to overcome that and do it, right? I think there's an old book, Dale Carnegie, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, something like that. So, but it's those people that are putting themselves in the arena that deserve all the credit. They really do. Perry Quigley, just putting yourself out there and showing people whether you get ridiculed or not. And again, dog grooming, it's a crazy thing, guys. We do a YouTube channel, and I could put out a video on something I've been doing for the past 30 years of my life, and you'll always get that criticism. And it just comes along with the territory. You're always going to get that comment that, you should never do it this way and blah, blah, blah. My suggestion to people or groomers in particular that kind of, put down other groomers for the way they're doing things, you're better off just, I like to say, do what works. Do what works for you. Everybody knows, I have a lot of nail clip videos. We do a lot of nail clip videos, and they do really well. And I have a certain way of doing nails, clipping dogs' nails. And I'm not a big fan of folding the foot back, although I do that all the time if it calls for it on that individual dog. So when I say groomers need to talk to each other, what I really mean by that is learn from each other. Everybody has a different method, and you may not agree with it. And there are a lot of times where I'm watching a groomer do something and I completely disagree with it. And I go, that's crazy. How are you doing it that way? And then you try it and you go, oh crap, that worked. Like that worked on this particular dog. So let's stop bashing each other as far as what grooming is or how it's done. There's really there is a correct way of doing it, but the correct way of doing it is basically doing it safely, if that makes sense. But I have seen people do more clipper work than scissor work, more scissor work than clipper work. And it varies. Everybody has this talent and they do it a certain way, and you could always learn. But again, just let's stop ridiculing each other and say, okay, well, that worked for that groomer. Okay, you know what? That dog was really feisty on the nails. You had to pull the foot back a little bit and maybe get into an awkward position for a brief moment, but you got it done. You got the nails clipped.
Funny, actually, grooming has, believe it or not, a lot of similarities to comedy, and you just mentioned comedy. It's when we were doing comedy all the time, you come across the comics who are such team players and want nothing more than for you to succeed, and they'll give you advice, sometimes unsolicited, but sometimes it's the best advice you've ever had. I've had comics come up to me and literally fix jokes for me where they go, oh, you should do at the end though, you should do this, and I try it and it's amazing. But then you have other comics who just competition, ridicule, you did good and I didn't, so now I'm mad. And it's like grooming, there are a lot of groom, but the thing is that both have that one underlying thing where groomers tend to respect other groomers just because they're groomers, and then whatever happens after that is up to the groomer themselves. And comedy's the same way. Another comic will always have respect for another comic just because we both do something so difficult. And but to your point though, it's moving forward, the ridicule and just for no reason should stop, because groomer, we all do the same thing. It's very, very difficult. We should come together on it more than, and a lot of the comments we get on YouTube are probably people who aren't groomers anyway. They kind of prove that by some of the stuff that their comments contain, such as it's inhumane to cut your dog's nails. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's incorrect. So clearly you're not a groomer. But we have heard from other groomers sometimes who just simply disagree with how we're doing it, but then they miss the point but it got done, and it got done safely. So just because it's not done the way you want to do it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means we do it differently. It's not like we just started grooming 5 years ago.
That's right.
Decades under our belt.
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about a little bit,
Yeah. I have tried things 10 ways till Tuesday. You know what I mean? Different methods, different things that work, things that don't work. And again, it's kind of like it's on an individual basis too. That might work on that dog. I may have to do this on that particular dog because, he's pulling his jerking his leg back while I'm trying to clip his nails. So maybe I have to reposition or do the fold back leg, and that will work on that dog. But like Anthony just said, whenever there's always going to be ridicule and respect at the same time when you got these highly intelligent, talented people, whether it's stand-up comedy or dog grooming, doing something. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's really just a battle of intellect and integrity on what we do. It's very difficult to be a dog groomer. There's no such thing as a dumb dog groomer, and again, like recap what Anthony said too, as long as the dog is safe and you got it done, I don't care. Not every haircut's going to come out great. Not every comedy show is going to go great. You're not always going to just, freaking kill it up there on stage and have a great night. That's not always going to happen. Sometimes you're going to bomb. Sometimes you're not going to do a great job, in dog grooming. So, and again, being in the arena, and I've competed in the past, it's terrifying. Now you're shaking like a leaf on something that you need to be really, really steady on, right? You're scissoring a dog's top knot. You're doing a poodle head or something. You got people watching. You get nervous. Again, that's where the credit goes to the people who are in the arena that are actually handling that and still doing it. So whether they place or they don't even come close to placing, it doesn't matter. You got in there, you did it. Same thing with our YouTube channel. We do videos. They're not all great. They're not all banger videos. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of them aren't even that great. We get some that do phenomenal, our nail clip videos, but they're not all going to be banger videos. But it doesn't matter. We're still doing that because we want to help. We want to help people. And again, you should get credit for trying. I'm sorry. You don't always have to be this great groomer. And usually the people that are ridiculing, they're probably not that good at dog grooming. They definitely don't have a YouTube channel, because if they did, do it. Then do a YouTube channel. Whenever we get like a nasty comment, I always say, hey, listen, I get it. If you don't like what I'm doing, but all I ask is that do the hard work, start a YouTube channel, show people what you do, make me wrong.
That would be the correct way of backing up with evidence the statement of, can't just type in a comment section to people who have been grooming for as many decades as we have and go, you're doing it wrong, I do it this way, and then just not show people.
Yeah.
That doesn't really, I don't believe you. I don't believe you do anything that you're saying, right? Because you have no proof of it.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. And we get so many, we get so many bad comments on this one video that we did. And it's really due to the thumbnail that more than anything. Okay. And those of you who don't know what a thumbnail is, that's what you're first seeing whenever you go on YouTube. It's the picture and you'll see the title on the bottom of it. But whatever you're looking at, when you go on YouTube, that picture is called a thumbnail. And what you have to do is you have to create a good thumbnail in order for people to click on that video so that they can see what you're talking about in the video. So we did a thumbnail. There's no words in it. It's just a dotted line of a dog's nail. And you can go on our channel and you can check it out. It's got tons of views. But the dotted line insinuates that the vein or the quick is the same on all the nails, but that's not what it is. It does, and it really doesn't insinuate that. It's kind of just, it does insinuate it to an extent. Thumbnails are funny. They're very, very funny because we have to get you to click on it so that you can get the information. But people will write comments and say things like, no, because, okay, the basis of the video is when you have a nail, okay, when you have a clear nail, I like to, and most good groomers out there will do this too. Let's say you have, like a couple of black nails, but you have a couple of white nails. You want to start with those white nails. Why? Because black nails are scary. You can hit the vein, right? Because you don't know where the vein is. But when you got that clear nail or a couple of clear nails and you see where the vein is, you can feel more confident in clipping that nail. So you start with those nails so that you're not hitting the vein. So why risk hitting the vein on a black nail right off the bat and losing the dog's trust? So the whole basis of the video is you have an idea of where the vein is, not on all the nails, and nowhere in the video do I say they're all the same on every nail, correct? What I'm saying is that if you do that clear nail, you will get an idea of where the vein may be, okay, or a roundabout on the nails that are closest to that. And I specifically say it's not going to be true on the back nails because back nails, we all know as groomers, those veins are much closer to the end of the nail because they get worn off. Anyway, long story short, we get countless comments on that. People saying they're not all the same. Yeah, I know they're not all the same. But again, as a professional dog groomer of 42 years, whenever I see a clear vein, whenever I see a clear nail, I clip that one. And lo and behold, more than enough times, 90% of the time, 80% of the times, whatever, 75% of the time, the nails next to them or even on the right foot are going to be, the veins are going to be approximately that length as well. Okay. But we get constant debates on that. And again, just show us then. Just show me your video where you're proving me wrong on that. And the comments are, you should look at every nail individually. Well, you're doing that anyway. That goes without saying. Of course you're going to do that. Yeah, to the person who just started nail clipping, it's still a great video because I also mentioned clip a little bit at a time. So, but again, they base it on the thumbnail.
It's just that's YouTube. It's what comes with it. Where we post just a little tip, a trick, something that could make your life possibly just a little bit easier if you do it right. And people like to go in the comments. Sometimes other groomers like to go in the comments. Not other groomers with YouTube channels, though. Guarantee you don't have a YouTube channel because you would know how hard it is then to now be a groomer and a YouTuber. And being a YouTuber is a whole nother world of difficult and all of that. But it's like, you just a little tip. It's just a little trick of the trade. And they didn't watch the video. You could tell they didn't watch the video because nowhere in the video are we saying all the nails are the same and all that stuff. And that's just one example. We've been doing this for 8 years now, 7 years, whatever. This is not the first time it's happened, and it won't be the last for sure. Some people just like to hear themselves talk and complain. A lot of it is jealousy. Go start a YouTube channel. You're upset that we have somewhat of a following and that people listen to us, and you don't like it. So you try to go to the comment section and get people to not like us, which is just so. It's never gonna work. It's never gonna happen. So you're wasting your time, and sometimes we actually indulge in it, and it's funny.
Yeah, we do because we kind of we get engaged. I mean, it's sometimes because the video is so good and it really does teach you how to gain the dog's trust. That again, people are just basing it on the thumbnail and like Anthony said, they're not watching the video. But what I'm saying is, put yourself out there. Whether you are a competitive groomer, you are, the Sue Zeckos or the Perry Quigleys or anybody else out there that's competing or, doing a grooming channel, or a podcast, and you're trying to teach somebody something, just put yourself out there. Just whether you're right or wrong, just put yourself out there if you can handle the ridicule. And, it's not, most of the time, it's actually really, really positive feedback because or else we wouldn't even be here.
Oh, yeah. And even when it's negative, see, like that example that you just gave, that video, that person's comment gets a lot of traffic from people jumping into our defense or people agreeing with them, that person's literally trying to hurt our channel, and all they're doing is helping it because you're just giving it so much traffic. All that stuff goes into the algorithm, the traffic in the comments. That's why a lot of YouTubers say, let us know in the comments. We do want to hear from you. So it's a win-win because we get to hear your thoughts on things, your guys' thoughts on things, and it also helps the video get more traffic. So even if you get ridiculed, it's like, good, ridicule me. We've removed some comments that have a horrible language in them or that are just all out cruel. But a lot of the bad comments we leave up, and vastly the good comments outweigh the bad ones anyway. So it's like, but yeah, you could try to ridicule and stuff. And if you try this and you get ridiculed, don't worry about it. It's only helping your channel anyway. They left a comment.
Yep. It only helps the channel.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You drove so many more people to our channel with your bonehead comment that gets likes and dislikes or whatever and traffic. All you did was help our channel. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for thank you for commenting.
Yeah.
But with that being said, guys, we are so adamant about teaching you guys about grooming. So what we like to talk about is everything grooming and what helps. And it's hard to come up with content. It was hard to come up with this, right? But I was asking Anthony. I was like, Anthony, where do people start? Where do people start? And I came up with this, guys. And you know me. I'm a big fan of the at-home groomer. I'm a big fan of any groomer. I feel that everyone should be working on their dog on some level. So, of all the tools out there, of everything that you could learn about dog grooming, clippers, scissors, just anything you could possibly learn, brushes, combs, I would want you to start off with this one tool, and it's the tool that's always overlooked the most, and that is the dog grooming table. You need a grooming table to start anything, okay? Trying to groom your dog without a grooming table is like a mechanic working underneath a car without a car lift, okay? You're going to be it's just going to be so difficult to do. So grooming table. And the beauty of it is that they're so inexpensive. I mean, you could pick up a portable grooming table. They're mainly for smaller dogs, but you can get more expensive ones for larger dogs for about $149. Some of them come with the grooming arm included. You can get a more heavy-duty one for about $200. So that's, they're inexpensive when it comes down to it. So grooming table, I would want, if you were to ask me, what should I do if I want to start grooming my dog at home? Okay, you got to practice. This is what you would do. I would tell you, go out, get a portable grooming table. First, I'd ask you what kind of dog you have. If you told me you had a Great Pyrenees, I wouldn't recommend a $149, portable grooming table. But if you have the average size dog or a small dog, I would say get a portable grooming table, $149 with a grooming arm and a loop, okay? So you could start working on your dog at home and you have the dog elevated, the dog knows it's groom time, and you get yourself a brush and a comb. Start there. That's all you need, okay? You need to dish out about whatever, anywhere between $150 to $200. Get yourself a portable grooming table, get yourself a brush and a comb, and start there. Don't even go any further, because people like to believe that they could be a track star without walking first. You can't. You got to start somewhere. You start working out. You can't expect results right away. This is a workout. It's a learning process, and it all starts with the grooming table.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can't imagine how many people have given grooming a shot at home without the grooming table, and they just grab the clippers or the shears, and they try to sort of just hold the dog and think that that's how it's going to work, and then it obviously doesn't work. No grooming table, no grooming arm, no loop. Can't restrict the dog at all. Dog is home, knows it can get away, and then they give up. Yeah, because my dog's just not going to let me do it. It's just no shot. The dog flips out, goes running around the house and all of that. And it's it might have been different if you had a grooming table, and that's a very important step to skip, because that can change your whole life. Dogs act completely. You know how many times have we heard our customers say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my dog barks so much," and we say, "Barks? I've never heard your dog bark once."
Yeah.
Dogs act different when there are certain restrictions, like when they come here. That dogs act different when they come to our shop than they do at home. Dogs act different when they go on a grooming table.
Yeah.
Sometimes not. But it's not even worth a shot unless you do have a grooming table. Especially like what you said. If you have a small dog, you can get a real cheap portable table, cheap grooming arm, cheap loop. Give it a shot that way. It doesn't matter what kind of clippers you have if you can't keep your dog still and let your dog know it's groom time and not play time.
Exactly.
So it's so important.
Exactly. Yeah. And what you're doing in that too is you're also table training your dog. So now when you bring your dog to a dog groomer, the dog's going to know the table, right? So how many times you get a dog and the dogs are just, you might get that person that's like, yeah, he's a year old and it's his first grooming. Don't make that mistake either. Start your dogs off early. You should be starting your dogs off at no more than 3 months. Get them into a grooming shop if they require grooming. Don't wait a year and then get your golden doodle done. That's a nightmare, right? You're not training your dog. So if you properly train your dog at home and you're doing some table training at home, your dog's just going to fare that much better when he goes to the dog groomer because he's already going to be table trained, right? And it makes it easier on the dog. It makes it easier on the groomer as well, right? So you definitely grooming table. Get yourself, if you own a dog that requires grooming, every household should have a grooming table in it. Okay. It's a must. You wouldn't have a kitchen without utensils in it. You wouldn't cook on the floor, right? You have a counter, right? Your dog, your space should be equipped with a grooming table and a brush and a comb at minimum. Then you could take it from there. If you want to, level up, you can get yourself a set of clippers and maybe start doing haircuts. Maybe you can, work on the ears, maybe start doing some nail clipping and stuff like that. And if you think that by doing this, right, if the dog grooming industry thinks that by teaching people at home to groom their dogs, it's going to put groomers out of business, trust me when I tell you that is not going to happen, because we have a shortage of dog groomers. Dog groomers are just inundated all the time because there's way too many dogs out there in comparison to dog groomers. That's why we want to do this. That's why we're trying to teach people to become dog groomers. Become a dog groomer so that you can help. So, right? And not only that, it's lucrative. You could make money. You can make money doing it. That is the purpose of our channel. It is to either turn people into professional dog groomers, and you got a side hustle, you got a career, something like that, or turn the at-home groomer into just a better pet owner. That
it all starts with the grooming table. It really does. It's like you can't. It's not. We're not a ranch. It's not like breaking in a horse. When we get a puppy, we don't ride the puppy around the store right. until it breaks and it lets us groom it. It's not a horse. How do you think it starts? When we get a puppy in and we just got one, cutie.
Oh.
Maybe I'll show you guys a picture of. She's so cute. She was such a little baby. But when we get a puppy, what we do is, first, you let it sniff around, let it meet us. We usually do puppies after hours so that all the other dogs go home. We have all the puppy time to ourselves and the puppy, so we could get to meet the dog. And then after it sniffs around, all of that, the first thing we do is we put it on the grooming table. And then we don't do anything else for a couple of minutes, and we let it sniff the grooming table a little bit. It's elevated now, and the dog, you'll be surprised how many dogs it instantly clicks like, oh, okay, this is a different area now. I'm up off the floor now. I don't want to fall off this thing, and they start standing still. Some dogs take a couple of times. We've said to people, we can't do your dog, and then let's try again in a week, and they bring the dog back, and then the dog lets us do it. But, and then you slowly introduce the tools. But the grooming tools are secondary. You can't, some dogs, you're going to have the the off chance that your dog is just that sweet and that smart where you don't need a groom. Yeah, we just do her on the floor and that's it. And the dog's like, yeah, okay. But those are the outliers. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, you put a brush to a puppy, or you approach a puppy hanging out in your house with a set of clippers. That dog's going to be in another room post haste.
Yes.
As soon as you turn the switch on, it doesn't. You know what I mean? But so grooming tables, so important, so instrumental. Get a portable one. And if you do have a big dog, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting one of those big industrial. Some of the ones that go all the way down to the floor. We used to have one. We don't do big breeds anymore. It wasn't worth having. We don't do big breeds as often anymore. But so those are great too. It depends on how into the at-home grooming you are. If you have a whole spot in your garage or in your basement or something, and you got a big newfie. Yeah, get Spring for that expensive grooming table that goes all the way down to the floor. You don't got to lift your dog onto it, and then it pumps all the way back up, and your dog's at grooming level. Yeah. Some of these tables are amazing.
Yeah, and they're also great for cats too. If you have a long-haired cat, table train your cat. Comb outs, brush outs, keep your cat from getting matted as well. Again, grooming table. If you guys want to know where you can get grooming tables, you've come to the right place. Guys, I want you to go to petedge.com. They have a whole list of grooming tables made by Master Equipment, okay? Check out their grooming tables. Yes, you can go to Amazon too. The reason why I tell you to go to Pet Edge is because with Pet Edge, you're going to see much more different ones, and it'll be more descriptive. Okay, it's a professional catalog where it's dedicated to dog grooming, right? So you're shopping online, but with Pet Edge, what you're going to get a lot of different grooming tables. Selections where, like Anthony just said, you can get that portable table. You can get that hydraulic table for $2,000 also. There are grooming tables that literally cost about $1,500 or, some of them are $800. But go to petedge.com so that you can see what might fit your need there. Master Equipment. They make great grooming tables. They're affordable. They're great. They're really good quality tables as well. And like Anthony said too, a lot of them are just foldable. The smaller ones are foldable. It's not like they have to be out in your kitchen or anything. You can fold them up and put them in the closet. I mean, that's how small they are. And we'll hopefully show you a couple images of them as well.
And in this case, it's a perfect chance to use our promo code Rudy5 at Pet Edge. A lot of grooming tables are about $100 to $200, and if you use promo code Rudy5 at checkout, you're saving $5 on every order over $100. So that's a perfect chance to use that. And Pet Edge offers a lot of them, like you just said, a lot of pretty much any kind of grooming table you would need. Pet Edge has. So that's a great opportunity to use our promo code and give yourself a really important tool for at-home grooming.
Absolutely. We are dedicated. We're going to make a groomer out of you. I want you to be a groomer even if you don't even have a dog. How about that?
I want you to be a groomer even if you're a groomer.
I want you to be
even if you're already a groomer.
You're going to be a groomer again.
We're going to make a groomer out of you.
Again.
Yes. You're going to be a groomer too.
Okay.
Which is like super groomer.
Yes.
That's a thing. No, if you're already a groomer, but you just started and maybe you've only done it for a year, you're still going to get something out of our channel.
That's
so it's
right.
going to increase your, so Groomer Plus.
Yes.
Groomer Plus.
Yes. Yep. Super unleaded.
Super groomer.
Super groomer.
Yeah.
Be a super groomer.
Yeah.
Be a super person. Just let's be better. Let's take grooming and let's learn from each other, and we'll all be better groomers. Me included, guys. Me included. Okay, I learn from all these young cats coming up. I look at them and I go, "What the heck is I should have did that."
That's the thing.
Okay?
See, we're very old school.
Yep.
You've been grooming since the 80s.
Yeah.
And I learned how to groom in my father's shop.
Yeah.
So we're not very modern.
Yeah.
We when Amy showed me that bathing system thing.
Yeah.
What's it called?
What's that? Permabath.
Permabath. If that's the wrong name, I'm sorry, Amy. Amy's become one of our best friends ever. We harp a lot on bad comments and all of that, but for the vast majority of our journey on YouTube, we've made nothing but friends and met amazing people. We talk to Amy all the time. Amy is such an amazing groomer and an amazing YouTuber, so go follow her, go Groomer. Yeah. But I know what the hell the permabath was. We don't use that.
Yeah.
Amy uses that. Amy's got all the modern stuff. Amy knows about even more products than we do. It's because we're old school. We're a little bit more old school. So we get taught a lot of stuff too. And we're always learning and stuff.
Yeah, and the old school stuff still works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff is great. Like, and we do use a lot of more modern stuff. I'm more modern when it comes to shears. I'm big on shears. I'm you know me. I'm a guibe guy. I like guibes. But there are so many different shears. There's Kenchi shears. Everybody's stepping up. The grooming industry's stepping up. We got to step up with it. That's why we're doing this. We want you to step up. That's why we tell the at-home groomer, get yourself a good pair of Kenchis. Get yourself entry-level guibes. These are great shears to have. Don't buy the cheap crap stuff that you see in the superstores. Go to petedge.com. That's why we want to direct people to the right place because we're in it, guys. We know this. We do that. I order all my stuff from Pet Edge, and they've been carrying my business for 40 years, man. No lie. I literally you can get anything you want on that more professional level. Okay. And that's what we're trying to gear people towards. So, if you're a groomer, be a better groomer. If you're just starting out, start grooming. Just start grooming. Get in. Grooming table. You got to get a grooming table. That's where it starts. Grooming table, brush and comb, start there.
Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. We love doing this show for you, so if you enjoy what you're seeing, make sure to like and subscribe here. Also, go to our other channel, Grooming by Rudy, for lots of dog grooming tutorials that we think you'll find extremely helpful. Like and subscribe to us over there. Go on petedge.com, use our promo code Rudy5. Take a look at some of these grooming tables we've been telling you guys about. They're worth it. Very, very important tool. Until next time, thank you guys so much. Take care.